my name is Chiara, and I'm a childhood stroke survivor. I had my stroke when I was 2 and 10 months. The doctors believe it was caused by the chickenpox virus. My stroke resulted in a right side hemiplegia, so I have weakness down the whole of my right side. I am not able to use my right hand or arm at all. I do everything with my left hand. I have regular Botox injections in my arm because the muscles are tight. I am able to walk, but my knee doesn't bend when I walk. At school I wasn't allowed to walk up and down the stairs because of my balance. It was really annoying when I had to wait for the lift because I would get in trouble for being late for class, which wasn't my fault. My stroke caused acquired dyslexia, which means I struggle to read, so I use Apple text-to-speech to be able to read and write independently. If I wanted to send an email or write something, what I would do is I would say, so I'd go on my text and I would be like, hi, and then it would write it, and then if I wanted to read it back, I would just find the bit that says speech and it reads it back. And that's how I read and write. I do all my emails like that. I do all my, if I text anyone like that, and I read anything on my phone like that. Well, another big challenge I had was when I was younger again, I wasn't able to run a bath independently, so my parents would have to come and check the bath before I got in it to make sure it wasn't too hot. Because my feeling is different on my right side, I could burn myself and not know. Learning to drive was also another massive challenge for me because it came so easily to my friends, and it was really frustrating when my friends were passing really quickly and it took me like 3 years to learn to drive. But I did manage to learn to drive and I did pass my test, and I drive an adapted car. One of the adaptions I have in my car is a steering wheel and a secondary system. So the steering wheel attaches to my steering wheel, and I'll insert a picture of it on my steering wheel so you guys can see, and it just pushes in like that. And then I hold that to like turn the wheel, and then next to it I have a secondary system, and on my secondary system I have my horn, my indicators for left and right, my windscreen wipers to wash them and control the speed of the windscreen wipers. And basically what I do is I hold this, and then if I want to indicate left, I'll press this button here and it will turn on my indicator to tell people I'm turning left, and that's how I drive independently and safely. Growing up, I really didn't like to talk about my stroke. It was only when I left to go to university and I was around 20 that I really started talking about my stroke, because I moved out of my hometown and was making new friends who didn't know me from childhood, and they had questions about my disability, and that's when I really started talking about my stroke and my disability. University was a really big challenge for me, but I'm really proud that I did get a degree. But yeah, it was really hard. As I got older, I had to accept the fact that I look a little bit different. You either live with it or you don't. I couldn't live my life imagining what life would have been like if I hadn't had my stroke. I'm now 28 and I work for my parents' business, and I run a YouTube channel called Chiara's One-Handed Life. And on my YouTube channel I talk about how to do daily tasks with one hand, such as getting dressed, doing your hair, cutting food, day-to-day tasks that people may struggle with. I also talk about how to be independent with a disability and after a stroke. My advice I would give to a young person is confidence comes as you get older, and don't be embarrassed to ask for help if you need it. But also work on being as independent as you can. You may feel you may not be able to do the same things as your peers, such as learning to drive, moving away from home for university, and being independent. But you will be able to do it. It may take you longer. You may need adaptations. So be patient with yourself and don't be discouraged if you can't do it the first time. You will be able to do it.